What is up, booktube? It is Monty, and today I am back again once again with the start of another video, and I'm doing a December TBR. I don't usually do TBRs. It's really more of a library haul. I'm going to show you all the things that I have from the library. I'm going to give you some ideas of what to expect that I'm going to be reading over the course of the month of December. Only 2 of these I'm actually guaranteed to get to. Everything else is really, who knows? I don't know. You don't know. We'll find out together as I go on my little vlogmas journey. But first up, I have For the Throne by Hannah Whitten. I have yet to start this, and the live show for the Busy Bee Book Club about this book is on Saturday at noon. I think it's 11 my time, noon Eastern. I'll leave a link to it down below. It'll be on Aaron's channel. Next is the book that my patrons voted for me to read in the month of December, and I can only blame myself, but I'm finally going to read Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Next are like 2 library books I've had out for a minute. The first is The Starlet and the Spy by Jimin Lee. I was at the library watching somebody's book club. I forget whose book club I was watching, but I wanted to see them to discuss the book. And at the table I was sitting at, this was on display behind it, and it's pretty short. And so I just kind of wanted to pick it up. And this, I believe, is about a Korean, like rising person, or this Korean woman who wants to be famous, and this like weekend or something that she spends with Marilyn Monroe when Marilyn Monroe comes to like visit Korea. I don't know if it's like based on, reality or anything, but it was short. It looked cute. And then this is another book that I've had out from the library, and I've continuous to I've returned it and checked it out at least 3 times this year. And that is Tom Peretta's Election, just because I want to read it, and it's short. And yet I've never once actually cracked it open and started reading. It's 210 pages. So I know it would only take a couple of sprints, and yet I've never popped, I've never done it. The last sort of general fiction book that I have is When We Were Friends by Holly Bourne. I just like this cover. It was a cover by, I take it back. I have another general fiction adult book, I think. But this is Post-Traumatic, a novel by Chantal V. Johnson. I just saw that it was written by a Black lawyer, not gonna lie, and I picked it up. I've seen somebody on Bookstagram post it about this book, but otherwise I haven't seen anybody talk about this. And this is about the story of Vivian, who is a successful, dedicated lawyer who advocates for the mentally ill patients at a New York City psychiatric hospital. And privately, Vivian contends with the memories and after effects of her bad childhood, compounded by the everyday stresses of being a Black Latinx woman in America. So, we'll see what this is about, maybe. Again, it's rather short. Again, I think it's a book that I could probably read in 1 or 2 sittings if I actually got around to it. It's 309 pages with absolutely massive font and at least 1.5 line spacing. So, again, something that could be quick, short. We'll get to it. I am planning on doing some reading sprints, probably on Saturdays in the month of December. So a couple of these you might not get like a dedicated reading vlog for, but you might see me do them in the sprint instead of like a daily vlog. We'll see. Then I guess we'll move on to my kind of like thrillery mystery kind books. So obviously I have The Maid by Nita Prose. This is the story of a housekeeper at a hotel who finds a dead body, and the story of her goes from there. I've heard that some people think that there's like maybe autism rep in this book. Some people thought it was just kind of mediocre. I got it. We'll see what it is for myself. Then I have A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. I voted for this in the thriller mystery category for the Goodreads Choice Awards, despite not having read it, and so it only seemed fitting that when I saw it on the new release shelf available for checkout that I picked it up. But this is about a woman named Chloe who is returning to Baton Rouge for her getting ready for a wedding. She has a fragile grasp in happiness, and again, the past is catching up with her. I also have Love and Color by Bolu Babalola. I really loved Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola, which was their debut full-length novel. This is I don't think you can call it an anthology because it's the same author, so it's a collection of short stories featuring couples and traditions from around the world or something. I think it could be cute. I think it could be interesting. I do like Bolu Babalola's writing style, and so maybe that's going to transfer here. I don't know if this is something I'm going to read physically or if it's something I'm going to try and get the audio for. Again, this is also under like 200 pages. It looks like 290 pages. So another short one, another one that should be easy to read. Then I have Farrah Rashan's The Hookup Plan, just because again, it was sitting on the new release shelf. I just read the dating playbook and I liked the dating playbook. I gave that 4 out of 5 stars, but it's really like a strong 4.5, 4.75. I just can't round up. I can't give it that fifth star. But I am interested to see The Doctor. I like The Doctor. I've since remember I did watch Kenya read this one in a vlog. I know this isn't a vlog, and I was reading the back of this, and this is like high school enemies comes back into her life, and this is probably gonna go back unread. I probably not gonna read this one, but the dating playbook still a solid time. The Donut Trap by Julie too. I feel like I saw this somewhere last year and I wanted to read it, and it was available for checkout at the library, so I said why not. Bad Girl Reputation by L. Kennedy. I have no idea what this is about. No idea what this is about, but I want to read it. I do have Good Girl Complex, the first book in this little, I think it's Avalon Bay. Is that where they are? Does it say somewhere? Yes, an Avalon Bay novel. I have the first one on hold. It'll be in a couple of days. So again, not really a themed vlog, but I might read these in conjunction with one another. And then the last adult book that I have is Jasmine Guillory's By the Book, which is this really awkward, super tall paperback. I've never read a Jasmine Guillory, but I really enjoyed what Julie Murphy did. And this is like a Disney fairy tale retelling. This one is Beauty and the Beast. I liked what Julie Murphy was able to do with the first one in this little meant to be series, which I know that they're not connected in any way, and I know that like they're different authors, but I'm still interested in this one, and I'm interested in continuing on in the meant to be series. The third one is coming out next year, and it's going to give us like a Latinx Ariel retelling. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be interesting. I haven't heard anybody give nice things to say about Jasmine Guillory, but I feel like because these are published by Disney and we know that Disney is going to give us like a closed door fade to black moment, I don't think I will be as annoyed as if I was trying to read a different Jasmine Guillory book where I want the people to fuck. Like, I know it's a Disney thing, so they're not going to fuck, and I enjoyed what Julie Murphy was able to do, so we'll see what's happening here. The last 2 library books that I have with me are Abigail Hingwen's Love Boat Reunion, which was a Choices book club book before that book club just decided to implode. I can only blame myself because I have not been able to bring myself to read this, or November Selection, which was The View is Exhausting. I think I still have The View is Exhausting checked out. I think I just left it in my car. So those are books that I might read in the month this, and The View is Exhausting are books I might catch up on in December, but the book club, I think, imploding was a sign that I'm just not meant to run a book club. And then the last library book I have is Known as Alone by Rachel Vincent. I read Every Single Lie by Rachel Vincent during my Buzzwordathon experiment because I got that as an ARC ages ago and I hadn't gotten around to it, and it was excellent. Rachel Vincent gives us like really hard-hitting contemporaries that I think are worth it. Every Single Lie was about a young girl. She was like a teenager who found a baby abandoned in the high school locker room, and the entire community just like thinks that that was her baby, and she let her baby die, and it's kind of like what happens when the community is like against you. And it was a really good book, really good time. This one is about a woman, a young girl, Michaela, who's a junior in high school, living with her single mom, and then her mother dies. And I started listening to the audiobook for this, and the beginning of the book is her mother dying. It's like her mom dropping her off at school, and then the vice principal's like, hey, Michaela, you're going to come with me, empty out your locker. And we find out that her dad, he lives a couple of towns away. He's kind of there for birthdays and stuff, but he's not he makes sure, the child support is paid and everything, but that's about it. But then we find out that, and this is in the synopsis, so I don't think it's a spoiler, we find out that her father has been married and he has other kids the entire time that he was like going to visit Michaela. And we find out that her dad was having an affair with, like, she was an affair baby essentially. And so now she's living with this woman and her step sibling, her like half siblings or whatever. And yeah, there's going to be some tension in the family. It's going to be real interesting. I just really like Rachel Vincent, and so when I saw that she was coming out with another book, I was just all too happy to check it out. So those are all of my library selections. I do have some books, like some NetGalley arcs I would love to get to in the month of December, but this is already an extensive, I went crazy at the library, so we'll see if I get to my NetGalley arcs. And then I also want to read the new Sophie Lark, but I don't think I'm gonna purchase that. And so if I'm not gonna purchase it, I won't be reading it. But maybe my library will purchase it and I'll read it in next year after some reviews have come out. But that's all of the books that I want to read in the month of December. Let me know down below what's your most anticipated book to get to on your December TBR is, or are you just gonna relax for the end of the year and not worrying about like reading anything new? Let me know what your plans are. I'll see you guys again tomorrow in another video. But until then, and until next time.